20 celebrities with the most insane car collections. A $40 million Bugatti, a $13 million custom Rolls-Royce, a McLaren F1 that an actor crashed and survived one of the largest insurance claims in automotive history. Ralph Lauren's garage alone is worth more than the GDP of some small nations. Jay Leno has owned over 180 cars and has never once owned a Ferrari, by choice. These are not hobbies. These are private museums disguised as garages. And the 20 people on this list have turned car ownership into something closer to obsession. Let's go through every single one. Number 20. Sylvester Stallone. The Rocky and Rambo star owns a Lamborghini LM002, an outrageous V12-powered off-road SUV from the 1980s, nicknamed the Rambo Lambo, built using a version of the same 5.2-liter engine found in the Countach. Only 328 examples were ever produced, and the LM002 combined military-grade ruggedness with genuine exotic supercar performance, accelerating from 0 to 60 in roughly 7.7 seconds, despite weighing as much as a small truck. Stallone has also owned a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon and a Bentley Continental, but the Rambo Lambo remains the single car most associated with his name among collectors. Number 19. Gordon Ramsay. The celebrity chef is a genuine prancing horse devotee, having owned at least 12 Ferraris over the years, including a LaFerrari, the open-top LaFerrari Aperta, a 458 Italia, and a Ferrari Monza SP2. His garage extends beyond Ferrari with a McLaren Senna, an Aston Martin DBS Superleggera, and the limited edition Aston Martin Valiant, a track-focused supercar powered by a 5.2-liter twin-turbo V12 producing around 715 horsepower, of which only 38 were ever built. Number 18. Eric Clapton. The legendary guitarist owns a Ferrari Enzo, one of just 400 ever produced, powered by a 6.0-liter V12 producing 651 horsepower and capable of reaching 60 miles per hour in roughly 3.2 seconds, with a top speed of 218 miles per hour. Clapton's Enzo is finished in his preferred understated silver, rather than traditional Ferrari red, a detail that reflects his broad reputation as a collector who values engineering and rarity over flash. Number 17. Patrick Dempsey. The Grey's Anatomy star is one of Hollywood's most serious genuine car people rather than a casual collector. His garage has included a 1963 Porsche 356, a 1972 Jaguar E-Type V12 convertible, a 1969 Mercedes-Benz 280 SE, a Porsche 911 GT3, and a Ferrari Daytona. Dempsey insists every car he owns must actually be driven, telling Architectural Digest that each one has a tremendous personality and that parking a car and never using it is a waste of time and money. He is also a licensed professional racing driver and co-owner of Dempsey Racing, having won the 2015 FIA World Endurance Championship in the GTE AM class. Number 16. Wyclef Jean. The former Fugees frontman has quietly assembled one of the more eclectic collections among musicians, including a McLaren F1, a Rolls-Royce Phantom, a Bentley Arnage, a Cadillac Eldorado, and a Pagani Zonda C12, one of fewer than 200 ever built. He also owns a customized Hummer H2 fitted with a built-in fish tank inside the cabin, a detail that has made it one of the more talked-about oddities among celebrity vehicles. Number 15. George Lucas. The Star Wars creator owns a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, one of only 36 ever built, and now valued at more than $50 million, making it arguably the single most valuable car owned by any filmmaker in Hollywood history. Lucas rarely discusses the car publicly, but its presence in his collection places him in the same exclusive ownership tier as Ralph Lauren, whose own 250 GTO anchors one of the most valuable private car collections on Earth. Number 14. Eddie Murphy. The comedian and actor's garage includes a Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG, featuring the model's iconic gull-wing doors, a 6.2-liter V8 producing 563 horsepower, and a 0 to 60 time of just 3.5 seconds. Murphy has also owned an Aston Martin Vanquish, and despite spending much of the 1980s as a paid spokesman for Toyota, His personal taste has consistently skewed toward German and British performance machinery, rather than the brand he was once hired to promote. Number 13. Dwayne Johnson. Known to the world as The Rock, Johnson's car collection is valued at well over 7 figures and includes a Bentley Continental GT, a Porsche Taycan, a classic Chevrolet Chevelle, a Range Rover SVR, and a Cadillac Escalade. Johnson has said publicly that he simply does not fit comfortably inside most low-slung exotic supercars, leading him to favor larger, more physically practical vehicles like a heavily customized Ford F-150 over a Lamborghini or Ferrari. Number 12. Steven Tyler. The Aerosmith frontman owns a Hennessy Venom GT Spider, a roofless hypercar built on a Lotus Elise chassis and powered by a 7.0-liter twin-turbo V8, producing a staggering 1,451 horsepower. The Venom GT Spider can reach 60 miles per hour in just 2.4 seconds and has a top speed exceeding 265 miles per hour, with only a handful of examples ever built, making it one of the rarest and most extreme cars owned by any musician on this list. Number 11. Nicolas Cage. At his financial peak, Cage's collection included a Lamborghini Diablo, a Ferrari Enzo, a rare 1965 Lamborghini 350 GT, the brand's first ever production car, and rare Porsches including a 1955 550 Spider, before a catastrophic tax debt with the IRS forced him to liquidate the majority of his holdings. He also owned the actual 1967 Shelby GT 500 used in his film Gone in 60 Seconds, one of the rare instances of a celebrity owning a car directly tied to his own on-screen legacy. Number 10. Arnold Schwarzenegger. The actor and former California governor has long favored military-grade vehicles, owning multiple Humvees that predate the civilian Hummer brand entirely, alongside a Bentley Continental Supersports. Schwarzenegger has said he was drawn to the original Humvee specifically because of its connection to his bodybuilding-era persona, and he was reportedly so persistent in lobbying General Motors that he is credited with convincing the company to produce a civilian version of the vehicle for public sale. Number 9. Keanu Reeves. The actor's relationship with cars runs deeper than most on this list, having co-founded Arch Motorcycle Company and built a personal collection including a customized Porsche 911 that he had rebuilt and modified after his original vintage 911 was stolen. He has also owned a Norton Commando he describes as his soulmate, a machine he has kept through theft, accident, and decades of ownership, reflecting a working enthusiast mentality rather than a status-driven one. Number 8. Bill Gates. The Microsoft co-founder fought the United States federal government for years over a single car, the Porsche 959. Banned from American roads because it failed to meet domestic safety and emissions standards, Gates lobbied so persistently that he is widely credited as the reason the show or display exemption exists today, the legal pathway that now allows any American collector to legally import and drive a 959. Gates' own example has been impounded at a Seattle port for years while the legal fight played on, meaning one of the richest men on earth could not legally drive his own car for a significant portion of the time he owned it. Number 7. Kanye West. West's garage has included a heavily customized Maybach Accelero featuring purple upholstery, one of the most expensive and exclusive cars ever built by Mercedes-Benz's design studio, with only a handful of examples ever produced and an original price tag reported at around $8 million. He has also owned a 2009 Mercedes SLR Sterling Moss, a roofless, windshield-free speedster of which fewer than 75 were built, and an unregistered, custom-modified Tesla Model X that drew safety concerns from regulators. Number 6. Jerry Seinfeld. Seinfeld's collection of over 150 cars is valued between $50 and $150 million, anchored by one of the most significant private assemblages of Porsches on Earth. His garage includes a 1949 Porsche 356 G-Mund, a 1955 Porsche 550 Spider matching the gray color of the car James Dean died in, one of only 339 Porsche 959s ever built, and a 1969 Lamborghini Miura. In 2016, he auctioned off a portion of his collection for $22 million in a single sale. And in January 2025, he sold his Steve McQueen Le Mans Porsche 917K privately for approximately $25 million. Number 5. Jay Leno. Leno's collection has reached more than 180 cars and 160 motorcycles, housed in a 140,000 square foot facility near Burbank Airport known as the Big Dog Garage, with a total estimated value between $50 and $100 million. His holdings range from a 1906 Stanley Steamer to a 1934 Duesenberg Walker Coupe valued at $20 million. A Blastoline Special built on a truck chassis using an actual tank engine, a McLaren P1 hybrid hypercar producing 903 horsepower, and a 1994 McLaren F1 bought for $800,000 that is now worth roughly $12 million. The single car Leno has said he would save first on a fire. He has never owned a Ferrari, citing the difficulty of negotiating directly with the company's dealership network. Number 4. Jay-Z. Jay-Z's personal acquisition of a custom-built Rolls-Royce Sweptail stands among the most remarkable purchases on this entire list. Priced at roughly $13 million, the Sweptail was a fully bespoke, one-off coach-built creation that took 4 years to design and build. Commissioned directly with Rolls-Royce's in-house coach-building division and representing one of the only true one-off automobiles ever sold to a private individual in the modern era. The car's interior reportedly includes a built-in champagne refrigeration unit designed specifically around the dimensions of Jay-Z's preferred bottle, a level of customization that no factory production vehicle, however expensive, could ever replicate. Number 3. Adam Levine. The Maroon 5 frontman owns a 1956 Porsche 356 Speedster, one of the most coveted early Porsche road cars ever produced, and a direct ancestor of every 911 that followed. Levine's interest in vintage Porsches places him among a small group of musicians whose collecting habits mirror those of serious automotive historians rather than typical celebrity buyers, favoring originality and provenance over horsepower figures or modern badge prestige. Number 2. Ralph Lauren. The fashion designer's collection is the most valuable in the world among private celebrity collectors, estimated at $350 million and spanning more than 70 vehicles, many of them painted in the same red shade because Lauren has said he views every car as moving art. His holdings include a 1938 Bugatti 57 SC Atlantic, one of only 4 ever built and valued at over $40 million, a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO purchased decades ago and now worth more than $70 million, a 1995 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing, 3 separate McLaren F1s, including the rare Ameritech and LM editions, and 5 separate 1950 Jaguar XK120 Roadsters. In 2011, he displayed 17 of his cars at the Musée d'Art Décoratif in Paris, treating his garage as a legitimate touring art exhibition rather than simply a private hobby. His collection began modestly in 1971 with a Mercedes 280 SE convertible. The same year he opened his first Polo boutique on Rodeo Drive, meaning the empire of fashion and the empire of cars grew side by side for over 5 decades. Number 1. J.K. The Jamiroquai frontman has owned more than 100 cars over the years and currently holds around 50, making his garage one of the most genuinely encyclopedic private car collections assembled by any musician on earth. His Ferrari Enzo, one of only 400 ever produced and acquired directly from Ferrari in 2003, became famous enough that Jamiroquai wrote an entire song about it, Black Devil Car, with lyrics referencing the car by name. He has also owned a Ferrari F50, a Ferrari F40 nicknamed Miss Whiplash, a Lamborghini Miura SV referenced in the song All Right, a purple Lamborghini Diablo SE30 that starred in the music video for Cosmic Girl, a Porsche 914-6 that finished third in the 1971 Monte Carlo Rally, and a one-off Ferrari 330 GT 2+2 shooting brake. Despite owning some of the rarest and most valuable Ferraris and Lamborghinis ever produced, J.K. has said his personal favorite remains a comparatively modest 1968 Porsche 911S, proof that even at the absolute top of celebrity car culture, the simplest machine can still mean the most.